Taurus, how you doing? This is going to be your mid-month check-in. As always, take it if it resonates. Leave it if it doesn't. Bits and pieces might resonate, so use your own discernment and see what fits and don't force anything. This is general reading, so whatever comes out, comes out. Uh, yeah, so let's dive in. Timeless Tarot, whenever it hits you, it hits you. Three of Pentacles, yeah, teamwork. What are we working on? Projects, schoolwork? What's going on? Knight of Cups, working with somebody might bring somebody. Knight of Cups there. High Priestess, ooh, double water. Okay, what's going on? What's going on here? What are you keeping to yourself? Ah, decision to pursue or not. Okay. All with Nine of Wands. Yeah, because you've been burned. All right. So this could be a love read, but not a love read. Let's dive in. Nine of Wands, Wounded Warrior. The whole point of the Nine of Wands is to not give up, is to get your little ducks in a row. Yes, you are guarded, but you haven't quit. You have an option to quit if you want. But I think that defeats the whole purpose. You're almost close to the end. Keep going. Whether this is a potential healing journey or a potential like moving on from the past or just gathering yourself from, previous issues or a past love or a past coworker that really kind of burned you. You didn't like it. It did a toll on you physically, mentally, emotionally. And with the Three of Pentacles, I'm kind of thinking this either can go with love or work. So let's go with both. So work, this is collaboration, teamwork. You were working with a team or a current employer that had a team that you were on, and it was probably very exhausting. Not because they didn't hold their part. I don't think that was the case. I just think that it was one of those, here's this massive project that you have in your career or your work. Here's one extra hand or two extra hands, and that was not enough. So it called for you working round the clock, crazy hours. You're just like, I'm done. Like this is so much. And they're probably in the same boat. Like they're not really jiving with it. If this is a love situation, you could be potentially breaking the rules a little bit or bending them, should I say. And somebody that you're working with is, in fact, somebody that you might be attracted to or questioning or wondering about. And that's the Knight of Cups. So, diving back into it, if this is a work situation, somebody might be joining your team to kind of like alleviate the responsibilities and kind of give you some slack or all of you some slack because there's a lot happening. So they're offering this cup to you. Or this could be somebody that is doing that same thing, but now all of a sudden they're attracted to you or you're attracted to them. And with the High Priestess here, you're kind of like taking a step back a little bit. You're like, this is good. I don't know. I don't know. Because that's the Two of Swords. You're not really sure if it's a good decision to either pursue or not. I'm not your HR. I'm not your employer. I'm not here to give you any kind of advice. The choice is up to yours to pursue or not to. Simple as that. And the High Priestess kind of keeps it to herself. So you are internally struggling with this decision. It makes sense. You don't cross that bounds, but if your work is okay with it about interpersonal relationships and going forward from that, I suggest you review that with your employer, not me. We can't tell you that, nor would I give you an advice on it. But the High Priestess with this is saying that you kind of know what you want to do. I think you're scared to pursue, and rightfully so. You should be worried. If not, that's not what the Two of Swords is there. Intuition. You're guarding your heart a little bit. So what that means is you may want to pull back a little bit. This might not be the best idea. If you already have doubts, you are already kind of making your decision. So let's dive in. Let's clarify. Three of Pentacles, clarified by Ten of Wands. Look at that. The 9 to the 10. You're looking for this collaboration, this project to be finally done. And you're kind of like ready for it to be done. The Knight of Cups. Yeah, here comes this person with the victory. It could be you gloating a little bit that you took on this massive undertaking with your team and it is now victorious. So if this is a partnership, somebody comes in to save the day to get you to the Ten of Wands, whether it's you or somebody else or somebody within this Three of Pentacles, that kind of gets you over that hump to completion. If you're a project manager, if you're doing something that you had a very sharp deadline it looks like you're going to come through and be okay with it. If this is somebody that is in a love situation or you're kind of like keep getting an eye on, I think you're admiring their success, probably their knowledge and who they are, how do they come through with a team, were they that team player doing all that stuff. I think all that kind of attributes, you know, an attraction in your eyes. And with the high priestess, King of Cups, but you're being emotionally astute about it. I like it. With the High Priestess and the King of Cups, you're not giving so much emotion to this thought or this process or this person or this job. I think that you are now calm and collected, which is perfect. Perfect for you. And with the King of Cups, you have to remind yourself that he's very empathetic. So you could be apologizing to this person, or you could be saying, like, I don't think that we can pursue this. If they're pursuing you, you're like, I don't think so. I have to be grounded about this. I need to take care of my work. And it's totally fine. But the Two of Swords here, why? Ace of Swords. Yeah, the truth. The truth. And here's the Wheel of Fortune. I don't think this is very, very specific. I think this Knight of Cups that came in was probably a contract worker. And with them, when a potential employers or wherever they're working, they have a shelf life. Anybody has a shelf life in a role or a position at work. Nothing's very permanent, but they're usually like 6 or 12 month contracts, or maybe just like maybe 18 or 24 months. They could be coming towards their end. And I think with the Two of Swords here, and I know this is very oddly like specific, but with the Two of Swords with the Ace of Swords, I think you're saying, let's just wait till you're done. Or you're saying, hey, this is a really good job. Everyone's done a good job. You are the leader. This is the Ace of Swords, giving you the insights to kind of pull in the reins a little bit and either just not pursue it or pursue it. Something tells me you're just not going to pursue it altogether. And that's with the Wheel of Fortune here. It's saying that you're kind of learning. So maybe you did this in the past. And by doing this, it opens up another opportunity for somebody else to come in and come to the door and say, here I am. And I think that's what the Nine of Wands is telling you. Don't be so quick to jump into this savior in a sense of the Knight of Cups. I think with this, you're saying you're practicing a little bit more reserve with that. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. But with the Two of Swords here, you're waiting for that truth. Ace of Swords comes in, and it's going to be painful a little bit because you might have like, you're about ready to probably pounce on this person. Don't do it. I think that's what the Wheel of Fortune is waiting for. It's waiting for you to act or not act. And so if you don't act and you're saying, I need to pull back a little bit, let's not do that, it gets you in a better mood or gets you something better. Let's see what some crossing energies are to either, boost you or kind of warn you. I'm going to crack up if the devil comes out. Let's see here. So with the Three of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Nine of Swords, and with the Knight of Cups and the Six of Wands, the Ace of Swords again. Wow. High Priestess and the King of Cups. You have the Three of Cups. Yeah. And with the Two of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Wisdom. The Four of Swords. Underneath that, there you are. The Empress. So yeah, you're sexy and you know it. Simple as that. So underneath these crossing energies, the Three of Pentacles with the Nine of Wands, you have, or the Ten of Wands, you have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, a reoccurring nightmare. Is this going to happen? Am I not going to do this? Are we not going to meet the end goal? All that stuff. It's just, I wouldn't say it's not needless worry. It's just stress. It's stress because you're trying to control the outcome, and rightfully so. And that's the beginning stages of any kind of project. Like, are we going to meet this deadline? I can tell you as a project manager myself, rarely does it ever get met fully. Does it get met? Yes. Are things left behind? Probably. But, it is what it is. You meet with some people. Anyway, that's just you. That's just my experience. But with the Knight of Cups with the Six of Wands, you have the Ace of Swords. This person who's coming in is probably using that sword to get you to the finish line. It's potentially you looking at the facts, looking at the project, saying like, okay, this is fluff. We don't need that. This is what we don't. Kind of like they're gutting out the unnecessary aspects of your project or the things that could be left behind or rescoped somewhere else to get you to the finish line. And with that Ace of Swords coming in, that's the opportunity to use that information or keep going which way you're going. It looks like you're going to take their advice. And I like that because with the High Priestess and the King of Cups, you have the Three of Cups. So while you're out celebrating with these people, your team, and this person coming in and save the day, it's going to have fun. Just have fun, be lighthearted, and don't go crazy over this person because something's telling me that like you want to pounce. I'm telling you, you want to do it. I'm advising you don't do it. This person has an obvious look at this. You probably look, oh my gosh, look. So with the High Priestess, you have the Knight of Wands and then the Knight of Cups. If you do, be careful. That's a fire energy right there. That's a one and done energy. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about with the adults. I don't have to get too much into it. I'm not in charge of the birds and bees. I'm just saying, telling you, use your own discernment how you navigate this. And I think with the pause that you have with the Two of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Swords, the Four of Swords is saying, don't be so quick. Rest up a little bit on this. You know, if you are doubting, there's a reason. That's your intuition. Possibly what the High Priest is telling you that this isn't a good idea. You might want to listen to your intuition. With the Four of Swords, it's saying rest up, take care of yourself. This is not the way to do things in a work environment. I'm just saying you have some good indicators to make the right decision for you when it comes to all of this. And you have the Ace of Swords twice. It's time to use your sword, not the metaphorical one. If you're not a male, same thing. Just think, just go through this process a little bit more. Yeah. So let's see. Let's get some crossing energies for you, to see what could or which we're not crossing energies. I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry I'm a little flustered myself. Ooh. Let's get some closing messages for you, dear Taurus, for the half of April. I'm sorry, I'm cracking myself up. Hopefully you get a laugh out of that. Closing energies. The Tower. Wow. You have the Tower, the Knight of Wands, Three of Pentacles, the Hangman. Yeah, buddy. Look, so you have the Tower here. The Tower, the Knight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles. Leave this to work, please. Leave this to work. So when you have these energies here, the Tower that's happening over here, should I say, this is the Tower. You have the Tower with the Nine of Wands. You've been burned already. You've been burned already. What's going on here? The Three of Pentacles and the Hangman. You know this perspective. Use this when it comes to the Three of Pentacles. If this is not a love or a horny toad situation in a work environment, leave it to professionally being done. You have Pisces twice, the Hangman and all that stuff. Put yourself in a different perspective. That perspective of how this can go. This is a work situation that you're going through here. And it is a really good work situation. You're about to meet your goals. You're about to wrap up this project. You're about to push forward and gain success and enlightenment, all that good stuff. You're going to get some accolades for your work because you have the Three of Pentacles twice. That means teamwork is coming in and you have a really solid team. Don't cross boundaries that are there for a reason, dear Taurus. And I'm not here to lecture you. You make your own choice. But the Tower did show up. Leave it to a professional setting and don't deviate in all things. Go out and have fun. Go out and celebrate with your team for a job well done. Yes, don't overdo it. Don't overdo it because the Tower's here to kind of be like, if you do, it's not going to be pretty. That's just so use your own discernment. But that's what I've got for you, Taurus, for your second half of April. Hopefully, it's a great one. It looks like you're going to get accolades at work and leave it at that. That should be self sufficient and have fun with your team. It's well deserved. It looks like it was pretty tumultuous. So that's what I've got. Hopefully, it resonates. As always, be awesome, be safe, and I will talk to you later.